very sensitive man nipple.
You like when the girl's up sucking on those. So welcome to Pick a Topic, the sensational Sabu. We're both wearing Sabu and Tony shirts.
Sabu and Tony.
Because I asked you if you have a best friend, and you said, no, I don't. I'm like, oh, I don't either. And I'm thinking like, oh, you know what? I was going to ask you to go have a drink, some tequila. And I thought, what if he says no? What if he was just joking on the podcast that he wants to go? But I'm so thrilled that you're here again today. And I have a guest that's been on several times. I was telling you earlier. Taylor the Magnificent is her moniker when she comes on. She's been on 3 times. She's got our number one short. It's got like 80,000 views. It just came out.
Oh, nice.
She's incredible. And my kid, Ethan, my 13-year-old is like, oh, she's funny. Well, I'm like, Ethan, I'm like LeBron James. I make the people around me better. Except for you. I can't make you better than you already are. But she came on. And so we're friends. We've known each other a while. And she doesn't give me any action, any play at all. So she's like turned me into her like gay friend. Nothing wrong with that. But I find myself texting her, Taylor, let's go do our nails. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? What am I texting her? Weird. But then she saw your picture. And so we talk all the time. We text all the time. Good morning. Have a good evening. She saw your picture and says, oh, he's a very handsome man. I told her, Taylor, he's not only very handsome, but he's very charismatic. But I got to let you know, Taylor, me and him are a package deal. Uh-oh. So you want him, you got to have me. And she's like, oh, but he's too handsome. He must not be single. I said, Taylor, I texted, oh, no, he's not single. He belongs to the world. You like that?
Well, that's funny. Only because a friend calls me the community friend. Oh, you're for the community. So I could take that negatively, right? But I didn't, because the community definitely needs somebody who is real, who's going to be straightforward and just tell you like it is, but yet show love and be your friend. So if that's the case and one person can do that, then I'm for the community that way.
I want to be a community person too.
Well, you are. You're a comedian.
People are commenting now that I'm bringing, so much joy to people, so much laughter. And that's what I wanted. That's why, because the world needs laughter now more than ever, especially now. And I thought that's part of the reason I'm doing it. Mm-hmm. Other than, try to pick up some side chicks on the side. And John is like, I'm going to edit as best as I could for you. When I met him, I interviewed him. I'm like, he's the one. He's got to work for me or work with me because he's got equity in the revenue and all that. And I'm like, you know what? I just completely lost my train of thought. Where was I? You see, I have the ADD and the auditory processing and
same here.
All that. You've got it too?
Yes.
You think it's from all the fights and everything growing up in New York?
You know what? It's definitely from something. I don't know exactly where, but then to add to it, then I have dyslexia.
You do have that.
Yes. So either way, I'm going to get it right. Whether it's backwards or forwards, I'm going to remember to get it right.
I think you're great the way you are. Maybe it's the fluoride we drank in New York because, they put extra fluoride in the water.
That's why our teeth are good.
You think? Yeah, my teeth too.
That's what I'm saying. We got white teeth.
Not my best friend is, I shouldn't say that because now I'm trying to get you to be my best friend. I'm talking about my best friend, but he's the biggest dentist in LA.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't flossed for like 9 years. I'm like, fuck, I don't need to floss. I talk to my teeth at night. I'm like, you motherfuckers, I'll put root canals on all you motherfuckers. Denzel,
Yes.
Gotcha. And so I feel like,
lock them up.
Yeah, I don't have to brush. And so tell me more. Where'd you go this weekend other than the track meet?
Absolutely nowhere other than the track meet. So people don't realize when you're in a track coach and you're in a postseason. Right, postseason's like the all-star team. So you get the best of the best. They all come together, and then they compete. Right, and we're talking about people from Vegas, Arizona, San Diego, Long Beach, anywhere. They all come down, and they compete in these big events. Mm. So this weekend, the track meet started at 8 a.m. on Saturday and ended around 6. But yesterday, it was from 8 a.m. all the way to about 7:30 to 8 p.m.
Wow, it's a big weekend.
So it's all day. You're in the sun. You're competing and you're trying to get the kids to stay focused for their little, whether it be 15-second race, and the most, at the very most, the kids are running a 1 minute and 20-second race. But yet you're spending 12, 13 hours out there. So you're trying to get them focused for that time with hours in between and to be able to be their best. Now, it's a very long day. So afterwards, you don't have any energy to do much, but be prepared for the next day.
You can't just show up like at 3:00. Oh, my kids are running at 3. Let's just show up. No?
No, so track goes like this. There's a start time. There's a definite start time, but there is no finish time. So as the meet is going on concurrently, now depending on how many heats you have, how many kids are showing up, this and that, you can't go by time. You just go by the flow of the event. Now, although this flow did flow well for the Shockwave meet, it was a good flow. But because we had so many people, so many athletes that entered, the times just go. There is no middle time. Now you can guess or guesstimation, right? They'll say, okay, 100 start at 3:00. So one thing we do know, it can never start early. It can start at that time and later. So you'll get there at 3, but that 100 may not run until 5 or 6.
I got it.
So you're there earlier.
So how young is the youngest and how old is the oldest?
This
student?
weekend, the youngest was 5.
5.
Oldest was, I want to say, in the 50s, because this is what they call the Masters.
Oh, that's me.
And me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then you have all those ages in between running throughout the day. And if you only have 9 lanes and you have, let's say, almost a couple thousand entries. Now you divide that up in 9 lanes, 9 times, depending on what event you're running.
A lot.
That's a lot of time.
I like the way he said, I said, that's me. And he said, and me.
Yes, and
so
me.
This weekend, my kid loves the violin and he's really, really good. So I like to inspire him by taking him to concerts. There was a Pasadena concert and there was one with Gustavo Dudamel, who's like the Michael Jordan of conductors. And he's leaving the LA Phil and going to New York Phil. So after 20 years of being with the LA Phil. So the first time I took him to that one. So we went to 2 concerts Saturday. And LA Phil was in the evening. And the first time I watched Dudamel, I was mesmerized because the way he does his fingers, he's like so in tune with the players and the accordion, the harp and the trumpet, like perfectly, like he's a machine. So I was observing him and I absorbed it. And then I thought, I learned from him. I went home and I told my wife, I want dinner now. But shit didn't work. I tried.
You probably were off beat.
I'm off in a lot of ways, but then he's got a thing where he's so animated. He's got that. He's blessed. He probably does that with his dog, Carlo Bengue Ahora, because he does that.
Is an Italian guy?
He's from like South America.
Okay.
But he's got this curly hair, and we were like front row. We're like right there. I was winking at Gustavo. I was like, oh my God, I want to take a picture with Gustavo. Like, Gustavo, blowing kisses. And one time, he was really busy Saturday night. But one time we went to a concert and he was like looking at me. I'm like, Ethan, do you see that? He's staring right at me. Is he gay? Does he like me? Because I can pretend to be gay. Just so he can come over and take a picture with me. I'd be like, oh, Ethan is like a concert master. 13, Gustavo, you got to hear him play. He plays like God. Come on, Gustavo. I'm like, oh, Ethan, I'm going to watch. Gustavo's coming over. But Gustavo was busy because Yo-Yo Ma was there. And Yo-Yo Ma is like the Michael Jordan for the cello. And he's older, though. He's like 85. But he must have a deal with the devil. Because I've heard the cello before. That cello was like creamy, heavy. Like, it didn't sound like a regular cello. I'm like, this... Yeah, and he like turning his head, this old Yo-Yo Ma, old cello guy. And he's turning his head all the way around while he's playing. And Ethan's like, how's he doing that? I'm like, yeah, because the devil's playing. He's not playing right now. He's got to deal with the devil because it's too good. I don't know if he has like an electronic something in his cello. It didn't sound like a regular cello. I'm like, this guy's too good. But so Yo-Yo Ma and Dudamel, and then he was inspired. So he has another concert. And then his rehearsal for his own concert at Carnegie Hall was Sunday, the next day. And now he's, playing for another orchestra next week. So then he's going to tonight to another rehearsal, the concert next week, then Carnegie Hall. Then we come back, and then this whole time I'm running every weekend. This weekend, the city of Ventura, I'm running a 5K. Camarillo the next weekend. Then July 4th is Coronado, and of course I invited you to come
Yes,
run.
unfortunately, I am busy, but I have been training.
Good.
I have been training. So,
How?
as you know, I'm a sprinter. I've always been a sprinter, and as a sprint coach, I could teach sprinting all day, and I can run all day.
I want to
In
sprint
that
with you.
way, right? As long as we're within less 200 meters and less, I can do that. But when it came to the 400, I think I told you before, the first time I ran the 400 was in high school,
You told me the whole thing.
right? Fainted.
I want to hear it again.
I have the scars to show. So the coach was like, all right, that's it. We're at track. We want to see which events people are going to be in. He was like, all right, I ran the 100, the 200. Okay, Sabu, I want to see you in the 400. So he put me against this kid named Eric Davis. And so,
Not the baseball player.
no, but the same name. So this guy, he was a very good athlete and a friend of mine. And so we go out, of course, competition. It's like, man, Eric can't beat me in the 100. He can't beat me in the 2. I'm not going to let him beat me in the 4. So get out and going hard as I can, not realizing I'm holding my breath and not breathing correctly. I'm coming around, boom, beat him around the corner, the first corner, come down straight. We're at 200 meters, I get him. 250 comes, and I can hear his footsteps getting closer. So then I go to pick it up. As I go down to the last stretch of the 100, I'm going to the 50 meter, and then all I remember is just turning. Next thing I know, I faint. I'm out, right? I get up, and I see him ahead, so I try to get up to catch him. I take 2 to the 4 steps and faint again. And when I fainted, I just walked right off the track. And to this day, I still have the scars on my elbows.
I'm surprised the coconut oil wasn't able to.
It didn't. And, as you can see, I'm shiny and everything. I try to steal coconut oil, and it doesn't work.
For life.
Yes, it's a lifer. But what I'm glad about this scar is that it showed me I never completed a full competitive 400 meters. So over the years, coaching, doing well, business going great, in training athletes, I kept telling myself, oh yeah, I don't do distance. I don't run that. I don't, right? As I'm motivating these athletes, telling them, don't ever tell you what you're not going to do. Just always say what you can do. So as I feel like I was being a hypocrite almost, teaching one thing, but yet not doing it, I said, you know what? I'm going to start running distance. And when I met you, and you were saying that you were going to run like the 3K,
I just
5K.
had started.
Correct. That motivated me to want to do it. And then I had a parent put a challenge on me. He was like, you know what? By next week, I want to hear that you ran a mile. And when anyone tells me that, especially in my head's in that direction, I was going to make it happen.
But you were coughing, but that's only because you started.
Yes.
You were at the very beginning. Because you were looking at me thinking, this funny white guy can do it. I can do it too. But then I bet you now that you're training, you're not coughing as much or at all.
True. I'm not coughing as much. My friend did give me these liquid drops you put on your tongue that helps your lungs to open. They
Never
work.
heard of that.
Yeah, it's some type of herb or vitamin. Either way, the first mile that I ran it in 9 minutes, like 9.14.
That's good.
I looked it up on Google. It's actually very good.
Especially
Didn't
with your
realize
muscle
that.
mass that you have. That's excellent.
But what wasn't good is that for my first time running again for over 32 years, that I needed to go slower. So then the next mile I ran about 10 and a half.
That's normal. You mean the second one right after the first one?
Absolutely not. That right after the first one, I could barely walk. I wanted to vomit. I was coughing. I was spitting up.
But another time.
Yes, I'm talking about. I let my body recover at least for 5 more days before that I could even do another one. Then I ran the second one. It felt a lot better at that pace. And then today, I ran about probably a mile and a half. Right, but then I broke it up with. Walked like a minute or two, sprinted a few more minutes, and did it again. What I realized about my body is that I have a threshold in the first 5 minutes. I can feel my chest getting tight and the coughing wanting to come up.
Because your body wants you, I sound more like Sabu now. I love it. Keep it just like that. So your body wants you to stop.
Yes.
Your body wants you to quit. Mine too. Even though I'm running and I just did 2 miles in the morning, I'm not even breathing hard. I'm good. I slow it down, so I got about a 10-minute average mile. But I do 2 miles, no problem. Not even breathing like it's nothing. But the first mile, every mile, especially at a 5K, official 5K, certified 5K, that's mostly uphill. My body is like, stop, motherfucker, stop. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going. My legs start to feel heavy, especially if I don't carb up properly. If I'm not hydrated properly, my legs get tired. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're too old. 5K, maybe you're not going to do another 5K. Just maybe you should stop. I'm like, fuck that. I keep going. And I'm so proud of myself when I actually finish. I finish every time. And when I see like people going by me, I'm like, it's a little discouraging. It dissuades me. But I'm thinking, this is a little guy. He's like 110 pounds, or this is a 15-year-old kid. I just keep going.
Yeah.
And I finish. And I have a 10K coming up in October. And why didn't you run that this morning with me?
Well, first of all, it takes a lot for me. I had some clients this morning at 5:30 a.m. So I was able to get up and to take care of the 2 clients that I had, and then now it was to work on myself, or at least while I was training them. But the beauty of it, like when you can tell yourself that I'm going to make it happen, I'm going to do it. Nothing can stop you but you.
Exactly. Nothing. You're your worst enemy.
You're your best and your worst, right? Because you could build yourself up and you can tear yourself down.
Right.
Now, what you realize is that naturally, because I think as society, we start to tear ourselves down first. It's easy to say quit. It's easy to stop. It's easy to, my chest is getting tight, let me stop, or we make up whatever excuse it does not to reach our goal. But when you hit it, you break through a whole different mindset, a whole different feeling and body. It's like,
oh, you just gave me chills.
I'm telling you, it's such a, because you've done it. Look, you've lost 75 pounds or so?
No, almost more? 200.
Well, Sabu, look, 75 pounds a year.
You don't listen when I talk to you. I retain everything you tell me.
I do listen.
I can repeat myself over and over. It's fine until you get it.
I told you I have dyslexia, so just one thing with dyslexia.
I can write it down for you. Asterisks, footnotes, whatever you need.
Listen, I need Cliff Notes. So
I remember the yellow little books. Yes. I remember that. Not that it helped. I still flunked out of it.
It definitely helped me.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was I going to tell you? So I was at Laguna Hills Memorial Day running their official 5K, Laguna Hills. And it was to honor all the Marines. Mm-hmm. And they were like, I got chills right now just thinking about how they're telling the stories of the Marines, how they would fall in a grenade to save their fellow soldiers. And they're telling some stories, or they lost their lives. And I'm running. All these Marines are around me, and all of them just got one leg. A lot of them handsome, young, one leg, and the other leg is like a metal thing. And so I thank them for their service, and I'm running with them. And just so incredible. I can't even imagine that. That's like a movie, but actually real, that they would do that and have the courage to do that. And I feel so grateful that they're protecting us, people like that.
Right.
Or, allow us to do what we do, protect our families and so forth. So I had a little joke that I made up. My kids like, Dad, don't tell that joke again. So I'm like, yeah, I'm running. And actually the truth is some young Asian kid bumped into me at the second mile and I fell down at that race in Laguna. So 5 Marines came around me like, sir. Well, I'm like, no, leave me behind. Go. And they're like, no, sir, we got to get you. We got to pick you up. I'm like, that's an order, motherfuckers. Go. Because I could have been a captain, right? Fuck, I should have been a captain. That's it. And they're like, Dad, that wasn't even good. You're not going to be a Marine captain. You go AWOL. Dad, give it up. You're not funny.
I thought you were going to say something like, they came over here with one leg, hopped over to me and picked me up. And then
no, I wouldn't say that.
That's what I was listening.
I respect them.
As you should. No, okay, question.
Anything.
And I love that you said that. When is it too far? When does a joke go too far for a comedian?
Okay, that's a good one. By the way, John, because Sabu was coming and he's such an incredible person, right? Incredible looking, incredible person. I got new boxer briefs I'm wearing just so I can be closer to of course, I'm hairier than Sabu. But I'm like, I'm wearing the boxer briefs. I want to be with Sabu. I want to just go and just let's slay the ladies. Slay them. Slay them. You can go
Hey.
first. I'll get leftover.
Yeah,
It's
but you
okay.
mentioning boxer briefs and Sabu in the same sentence.
No,
You know
no,
what
but
I'm saying?
everyone knows I'm very manly. Not,
I'm just
you know,
saying,
he's manly
we just
too.
gonna clarify.
No,
Of course, as
everybody
he should
knows.
be.
Yeah. So what was I talking about? The Marines, and you were asking a question. Oh, okay.
Comedians.
So, okay, that's a great question, actually. So over 39 years, I've been telling jokes. I must have told jokes to, if you're telling jokes to 5 to 20 people a day, up to 100 if I'm doing Comedy Store improv back in the day in the 20s. So I've told jokes collectively to over 2 million people. And I've told hundreds of thousands of jokes. The strongest muscle I have is for joke telling and storytelling. So I always go up to the line. I know exactly where that line is. And I never cross the line, because crossing the line would mean not funny. Why
Correct.
would I not want to be funny? Because I'm always funny. So I go up to the line, step up to it, or give the illusion I'm about to cross the line, but never go over that line. Like the very first short we have. I'm talking about, so I cater to every guest I have. I respect every guest. And, you know, we talk about, I had a Muay Thai fighter on. And he's been a great guest. He's been on. He does Muay Thai fighting around the world, and he's young. So he loves fighting. So I got him a UFC souvenir, and we talked about the UFC. Because he's, you know, I'm catering to my guest. At the same time, the joke that ended up being our very first short, I thought was brilliant because it's a 4-layer joke. Usually a joke is 2 layers, 1 or 2. And it works fine. Everyone laughs. It's gold, meaning young, poor CEO, janitor, people with 10 PhDs, people with second grade education, everyone's laughing. It's gold. So majority of my jokes are that way. But there's still 1 or 2 layer. I'm making fun of myself, making fun of my wife, which is one of the oldest jokes from vaudeville, from George Burns, Milton Berle,
Yes,
Laurel
yeah.
and Hardy. So making fun of your wife is one of the most effective. So either that or making fun of myself, or that's 1 layer. So I had a 4-layer joke that I came up with on the table, impromptu, which is like probably nobody in the world can do it. So I catered to my guest. He's a fighter. We're talking UFC. There's a big UFC event coming up at the White House. So I made fun of myself. He said, am I going to go? I said, well, I can't get in. I can't pass the background check. There's a criminal check. Obviously, they're not going to let me in. So I made fun of myself. I'm catering to him, talking about fighting. At the same time, I'm making a political statement that the people in the White House are racist and the people they associate with are racist. So, but there's one person out of 20,000 that watched. Everyone liked it. Taylor liked it. All my black friends liked it. There's one guy who didn't like it.
Okay.
Now, he didn't like it because I said the 2 words blackface. I know.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
historically horrible. But in the context of what I did as a 4-layer joke, impromptu on the table, it was brilliant because I made implication these people are racist. I'm making fun of myself, saying I'm not going to get in. I'm not going to pass the criminal check. Catering to my guests, talking about fighting. And at the same time, I said, well, if I have to go in, I'm probably going to have to put in blackface, tap dance, you know, and the whatever the punchline was after that. So he's falling out of his chair laughing. And that's impromptu. 4-layer joke. Who can do that?
Only you.
Well, you have
Many people don't, but I like that.
So I'm proud of the joke because even though I mentioned blackface, the way I layered the whole thing, I thought I was proud of it because it's hard to come up with all that and do all that impromptu. So John liked it. So when I found out this one person didn't like it, actually, I had told 10 jokes in a row to that person. And he laughed. Every joke, he laughed. In fact, as I was walking away, I'm looking back and he's still talking about me, raving about me. Okay. So he liked my stuff. So then he saw that video and automatically you could see he's like a bloodshot in his eyes, hated me at that point. So I said, you know what? That's out of the 2,000 jokes I've told so far in the 4 weeks of the show's history. About 2,000 jokes. That's 1 out of 2,000, a fraction of 1%. I said, you know, because you already liked my jokes, maybe you can forgive that one and move on. And he said, yeah, because you're funny. I've laughed off your jokes. I'll move on. Yeah. But the next time I saw him, I said, did you give it another chance like you said you would? And my biggest thing is to keep my word. That's the first lesson I taught my kids when they were young. He said, no, I didn't go back. And he even did a dislike, a thumbs down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so he should have just thought, okay, it's one joke. I'm never going to make a joke like that again, because 4-layer, probably it's really hard to do. Every 10,000 jokes, maybe one is 3 or 4-layer. It's very rare. So I said, John, this man doesn't like it. It's a young man. And let's do a retraction. Let's remove it. Let's definitely not promote it. And let's just, and John said, no, just leave it. We're not going to promote it, but let's not take it off. Of course, John, white guy, is going to say that.
No, but one of my questions is, what about saying blackface made this person uptight?
Just the 2 words that he heard. Even though if he watched it again, I don't even think he understood that I was calling the people in the White House racist and the people they associate with. I don't think he even got that. He just heard those 2 words.
Person who got upset, what nationality were they?
Black, of course.
No, not of course. But that's why I asked, because then that means he definitely didn't understand it.
He didn't.
Because you said it in a way, from what I can hear, that it was saying that those in the White House are racist and those friends, but yet
I'm making fun of myself.
You saying that you have to tap dance and do
just
that
to get in.
Right. Means that he doesn't understand the origin of it. That's how you had to get in to be able to be in such upper echelons. You had to have blackface.
And that's why
be the entertainer.
Thank you. And that's why I thought the joke was brilliant. And I didn't even prepare that joke. That was impromptu.
Yeah.
How does my mind work? I got all this shit, ADD and shit. But look, I'm like an idiot savant. I'm some variation of that. Because that's really hard to do. Even writers who wrote for Tom Brady at the Kevin Hart roast, they should be ashamed of themselves.
You didn't like it?
Well, Tom Brady is calling Kevin Hart a bitch. So the writers already automatically know that's not funny. And they're not getting paid Monopoly money. They're getting paid real money.
Right.
If they take pride in their work, they already know none of that shit was funny. Even the host of the show, I'm waiting for a joke, waiting at the very beginning of the show. So I didn't watch it live, but then I fast forwarded because I'm thinking not a single one was funny. And he's the host, and he's a big established comic. And then the only one that was remotely funny was I'm around all these black people. Someone just offered me a drink. But maybe the way I just said it was funny. Because when he said it, my wife loves to laugh just like me. And it wasn't funny when he said it. Then he comes on later in the show. We kept fast forwarding just to hear something. We're desperate to get something. I'm appalled how it's not funny at all. And he even comes back on, the host, Shane Gillis.
Yes.
And he even says himself in his next set that he's just doing it for a check. He even said that none of the stuff is funny. He's just doing it for a check. He said that because he knows what's not funny, what's funny. And so the guy who wrote for Tom Brady, the writer, professional, so I didn't stay around and watch the second hour. I hear The Rock had good material that they wrote for him. Cat Williams had good material they wrote for him, or he wrote himself. So I love Cat Williams over the history of Cat Williams' career. But the last Cat Williams was surprisingly not funny at all, which is amazing because he's always been funny. So it's hard to come up with material and be funny. So I was very surprised, and I was watching that. So if I saw Kevin Hart, I would battle him. I'd be like, Kevin Hart, you're so rich. Please stop using food stamps. That would be they call from the EBT office. Kevin, they know you're not poor. I would just, how would he battle me back?
He would hit you back. I'm sure he would hit you back.
I'm sure with some material that some writer wrote for him on BET 20 years ago, and he would recite it back to me. It would be impromptu battle.
Not a Kevin Hart fan?
I'm a big, gigantic Kevin Hart fan. Just because he's made it. He's succeeded in life. But his material, I think Chris Rock has better material. Dave Chappelle. I'm all about the word. And John knows that's all I'm about. I don't care who it is. But Cat Williams, George Lopez. Even George Lopez, his latest one on Netflix 9 months ago. I couldn't believe it. It was not funny. I've loved Joe Rogan over the years. Joe Rogan's latest one on Netflix, not funny at all. After 15, 20 minutes, and you're just watching 20 minutes because you like them. You've watched them over the years.
Right.
You got to turn it off. Let alone these new comics. I don't know how they get on Netflix. None of them are funny. Am I lying?
No, you're not. Comedians that I found to be extremely hilarious. I love Kevin Hart. I met Kevin Hart. I've been able to actually speak to him in person multiple times,
Hmm.
and yet he truly is funny. It's just that I think that what whoever's writing for them now,
Hmm.
they're not going back to what originally made him funny.
Hmm.
It's more of it's changing. So the people they're amusing, but yet not funny.
So you
Does that
think
make
it
there's a
does?
difference? Yeah.
It makes sense to me. You think it's like what Michael Jordan said? Because when ultra successful people talk, I really take it in. So Michael Jordan said they're not hungry anymore. So it's hard to play or do your thing when you're not hungry anymore. So these cats, you think they're just not hungry anymore, and that's why they're like. Because I would be funny on my deathbed, no matter what money I have or don't have. I'm gonna still have the same humor.
Well, I think we can make that assumption now. They're not hungry anymore because we could see the 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 um the fame they have gotten from it. And I think one can truly only say within themselves that they're still they're whether they're hungry or not hungry.
Mhm.
It may not be in the material. It just might be who they're giving a chance to write for them.
You know what it
You
really
know,
is.
it. What do you think it is?
I know what it is. It's extremely hard to come up with material.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is. I dare say sometimes, even for me,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I'm impromptu on the table and I come up with all the stuff I come up with, even for me, if I'm having a bad day, if I'm stressed out, even though my muscle is so strong, I could be depressed out of my mind and you couldn't tell. I'm still telling jokes,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. Did I tell you how I was first inspired to tell jokes?
No.
You want to hear it?
Oh, you may have told me, but I forget things, so
Okay, it's
I
fine.
would love to hear it again.
Love Sabu. I was 9 years old. And so I was taken to this house and I went into this bedroom. It was like the Exorcist bedroom where Linda Blair was possessed and she was on the bed. Looked kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and dad are there. I'm 9 years old. So my mom's friend, I think he was trying to date her at one time. He was like a doctor or something. He was dying. He was on his deathbed. He was laying there in excruciating pain. He was just, that's it. Any day now he could have went. He was in the very, very, very last stage of cancer.
Oh.
And so we were visiting him. So his cousin, who now and then I see him around town, he's older, he's like 75, 80 now, but he's a wonderful guy. He thinks I'm funny, so of course I like him. And I see him now and then, and we talk about it. And he was, of course, a younger man at the time, and he was there. So this man, his name was Manuchet. And my rabbi, who has passed away now, says that every time you mention someone who passed away or you think of them, that's their soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I just mentioned him, and then he was telling me jokes. And I was just taken. At that point, I'm thinking to myself, he's not trying to distract himself from pain, because there's no distracting yourself at that point. There's nothing you can do. No amount of morphine, because at that time there was no OxyContin. Even when my dad died of cancer in 97, OxyContin still had not come out. It didn't come out till the next year. You can Google that, 98. So my dad only had morphine. So back then, morphine doesn't matter. You are in pain. It wasn't joke telling to get away from pain.
Mm-hmm.
It was just to tell me a joke. And he even did magic tricks. And with there was a 2-man magic trick that he did with his cousin Hushang, I can say. I don't think he would mind. And that one magic trick that he did, then they showed me how they did the magic trick. Like they were the early Penn and Teller, because Penn and Teller.
Yes.
But Penn and Teller know they can show you the trick all day long, and you're not going to be able to repeat it because it's their thing. Like I could teach someone, okay, this is the joke, this is the punchline. You tell it. It's not going to come out. It's my fingerprint, just like Penn and Teller. But they showed me the trick. So years later, when my kids were in summer camp, I think Matthew, who's now 17, he must have been 7 or 8. We did that trick for like 500 people at the summer camp, and they were wowed. So look at that. He was telling me jokes. And from that moment, from that day, I started telling jokes from that time. But of course, the jokes were like really dry.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while. It's like anything you do at first. You know, when I first started fucking, you know, I thought I was like in there. I was just rubbing off the clit. I'm like, oh shit, this is good. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean what I'm doing? I'm in there. Come on. I was just rubbing off the clit. It felt good, right? That's anything you do in the beginning, it just takes improvement.
Yeah,
I thought you'd like that joke more.
No, I did. But what I did,
I told it wrong.
No, we know this though. When you went in, it definitely wasn't dry when you were younger.
For the very first time?
It can't be.
I can't remember.
Well,
the very first time?
It cannot be dry.
Well, you know what? She was really wet, but that was just her clit. And I thought it was, fuck. I thought it was in there. And
so at that point, nothing. I'll let it go.
No, don't let it go. Now I can see why your guest did not appear. But you know what?
Why?
Well, I got to tell you, I would love to have any of your guests, any of your friends appear anytime, day or night. We can set up in the middle of the night. We can go. But I do guest appropriate jokes.
Yes.
So she's got to know that if I had a nun in front of me, I'm not going to tell coochie jokes. Maybe like a classy vagina joke for the nun. I got like really, you want to hear my cleanest joke? The cleanest one? There was I don't know if you want to hear it.
No, of course.
The cleanest joke I know is there was a wayward priest. He used to get drunk and then he was wayward. So he goes in the bathroom at the church and then there's another priest at the urinal and the other priest is peeing. And the wayward priest didn't know what the fuck he was looking at. And he's bewildered, he's puzzled. It's because, and he excused himself. It's because the priest on the urinal was not circumcised. That's the cleanest joke I know. I can't do clean jokes, but I would have cleaned it up for your guest.
Well, you know what? There's one thing I want you to do. Obviously, you're going to be you, Tony. You're big Tony. You're going to be you. So whatever that is. Now, it doesn't mean that everyone is into the overly dirty jokes or that. But if you had a slight innuendo here and there, no problem. But and the guests that I'll bring, they're down for whatever. I
love it.
Because
they would sit on my lap.
I don't know about all that.
I didn't hear everything you said after you said Big Tony because he called me Big Tony. I'm not fat anymore. So, now I'm certified big. Yeah, baby.
So you don't go by Big Tony anymore?
I do.
Okay.
I do. And
But I don't want to disrespect you.
I love it. Big Tony all day long. Call me Gigantic Tony, Huge Tony, whatever.
All that, but we'll go.
I was disappointed that your friend didn't come, but next time she can come or whoever wants to come with you. One of your clients want to come, and we're going to do your IG again. We're going to put it on the screen again. We're going to talk about it, put it in the description. And now we're picking up. So now our shorts are getting like 75,000 views each. It's really picking up now. Yeah. So now we just passed like 4,300 subscribers. This morning it was at like 3,200. So it would go up 300 to 400 subscribers a day. Now it's going up like 1,000 a day. So
but we're shooting for the million.
We're going for
the start. We're going 1 million, guys. 1 million.
More than 1 million. More.
To start.
So
we're getting there. We're getting to our first threshold.
I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I got to tell you, every single day, and I don't think John should do it. He's a very conservative person. And, I don't expect him to do what I do. But everywhere I go, even when I had 2,000 subscribers, 3,000, I saw it jumping like crazy. Yes. I would still try to get that one more person at the market. And they'd go on their phone. I tell them 2-3 jokes because I give them some crack. Oh, you want some more crack? Go on, pick a topic. Oh, shit. So I give them, this is how I would do it. Just before we even started, at the very beginning, I'd go talk to people at the gym, give them 2, 3, 4 jokes. Just like when I met you. Yeah. 2, 3, 4 jokes. Oh, shit. You like my shit? You want more of it? Come get some more stuff over here. And you'd go and so even today I was doing it, even at 4,000, almost 4,000. So even at 1 million subscribers, I'll still be hustling every day. Rick Ross.
Yeah.
I'm trying to impress you.
Listen, I love that because even when you get to your success and what you want, are you going to tailor off because you made it too big or are you going to keep pushing hard?
Keep pushing hard.
Exactly.
I'll be like
so
Master
that's why
P.
1 million is just our threshold, our beginning stage where we want to hit. We congratulate that. Now we shoot for higher.
I want to be the number one, not just the comedy podcast. There's no real comedy podcast. I want to be the number one podcast, period. So Joe Rogan has 20 million, but he doesn't have the jokes impromptu on the table. So that is worth more. I want to, because everybody likes to laugh. Everybody wants that.
We need to laugh.
Starving for it, and we're feeding people.
Yes.
So we're giving them a legal drug with no side effect, all healthy, positive. So I think I can get, but when I said I can get more than 20 million, I saw like a twinkle in your eye. You looked away. You don't think I can get more than 20
No,
million?
I know you can.
Fuck
Why would
yeah.
why would I belittle you or belittle that? Let's go. The 20 million is just going to be
Nothing.
another what is it? Goal that we hit and surpass.
Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
Of course. I just don't want you to lose
No.
that zeal.
Oh,
Keep
I'll
that
never
big
leave
Tony
it.
about you,
I'll
regardless
never
of
leave it.
how many miles you can run down.
So I told him we're going to have 100,000 by the end of the year and 500,000 by the end of the next year. But once we have 100,000 at the end of this year, it might be by September we have 100,000 at this rate. So then now I'm sure he didn't quite believe it. But now the last week he's telling me, Tony, everything you've said has come true. Every
That's right.
number,
That's right.
every mark. It's not because I can see the future.
You have to
I can't.
speak it into existence.
No, well, not only that, manifest it. I
Right.
agree. I tell my kids that because if I could see the future, I'd go to Vegas right now, and they'd probably kill me if I could see the future for real. So I was talking about jokes.
Okay.
So sometimes when I have a guest, I have a piece of paper. There's a little cupboard in there, and it's folded, and I have a joke. I do the punchline, and then they say something. So I'm like, you know what? We didn't talk about I didn't tell you what to say, right? Like, no. So I'm like, just open up that piece of paper. And they open it up. And it's word for word what the guest just said. And how'd you do that? Because I'm not a magician. I can't see the
Right.
future. Because I said, I've mastered the dynamics and nuances of comedy. I've been studying it my whole life. Take Mike Tyson studying boxing and
Yes.
multiply that by 1,000. Because comedy is like surgery. So I've mastered it because I know that dynamic so well, better than the back of my hand. I know what the guest is going to say after my punchline because there's only a few ways it can go.
Right.
And knowing the guest and knowing my joke. So, I even wrote, there was a non-comic, 'cause God knows he's not funny at all, but I wrote some material for him. And I'm like, okay, just deliver it carefully, slowly, deliberately. And he killed it. And he's a non-comic. And remember about the Indian migrant in the heart? That joke. And he killed it. So that's why when I see professional, quote unquote, writing for Tom Brady and others, it's not funny at all, I get upset. Because look, it could be done. You can write. Because people are like, oh, Tom Brady's a football. No. It's the material.
Right.
You can write it for anyone.
Well,
If
you're
it's
right.
good.
You can have great material, but a horrible delivery. But like you were saying, when you have both, when you're able to have a great writer and then that person adds that charisma into their delivery, that's where I think the joke changes because
And
it
I-
makes you feel it.
And that's a young guy. And I told him, deliver it carefully, slowly, and deliberately. And he did. And he killed it because it was about a heart. Because the implication of the joke, there was an original joke, and then I topped the topper. You never, once you hit the punchline, you never try to,
Yeah, one up yourself.
yeah. But I did with that joke. So the original implication is a young kid who was a guest. So my implication was he doesn't have a lot of value as a person. He's a young guy, So I said, about the heart, I'm bringing joy to the world. If I had to have a heart, would you give me yours? And he said, And I think he said, yeah. I think whatever he said, I had the same punchline. And I said, well, he said, oh yes, I'd give it to you. And I said, well, after you give me your heart, don't worry, I'll give your family like a Amazon gift card. Implying that he's not worth a lot. All he gets is a gift card. So then I said, go read that. And then he read it. It's like, yeah, it's originally written for an Indian migrant guest who didn't appear on the show because of immigration concerns. And then, yes, they are the warmest people, these Indians in the world, but of course they're seen as worthless. Or I don't know exactly what the words I used.
Okay.
But it was funny,
Right.
the way I put it. And are you getting hot?
Definitely. Yes.
Really?
I'm a little warm.
I could tell you I had high blood pressure my whole life, but I'm proud of the fact that I have no blood pressure problems for years now, ever since I've been losing weight.
Really?
None. I used to take 3 blood pressure medicines, and now I'm so good. I feel so good. I'm fucking all night. My wife is, can I have more from the side? Sure, honey. Oh, yeah, she's loving
love
it. She's loving I'm in deep. like the other night, because she's still a really big girl, but I lost a lot of weight and we'll end on this one. So I got on top of her and I held her. I'm like, oh shit, my fingers are locking. Oh shit, because I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And she's looking at me like, oh, it's so good.
Does she not want to be on the same weight loss journey
No.
as you? She's good.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm like, let's end it on this one then. Oh, okay. One real quick.
It's not.
Oh shit. Okay. Well,
Okay.
we'll come back and talk about my wife.
All right.
Okay. I'm a little upset with Sabu.
Why?
Actually, no, seriously.
Why? What happened?
Because you look better in your shirt than me. No,
Well,
really.
mine is an extra large.
That's
It's not me.
the
It's the
reason.
shirt.
So, Taylor, we call her Taylor the Magnificent. She's been on several times. She got a #1 short. And she saw your picture and said she wants to be introduced to you. And I said, well, look, we're a package deal. We come together. I told you this already.
Yes.
But I did tell her, look, with me, not only do I tailor, I make you laugh. Like Notorious B.I.G. said, we're fucking. And I got Chipotle coupons. You can have free chicken bowl every week on top of that. And she's like, I pray for you, Tony. Why? Yeah,
That's a
she
beautiful
doesn't want
thing.
me. Yeah,
No,
I'm like,
listen,
pray.
if somebody said pray for me.
Yeah, I love it.
Please do.
Pray.
Because it can only help, never hurt.
But you know what? I love that. But when they usually say we're going to pray for you, it's a negative connotation, like something's wrong, they need to pray for you. They're never going to say like you're a billionaire and you're doing well and you're helping the world and we're going to pray for you. No. It's always the implication that something is wrong with you. So this guy next to me, he's 85 years old. And last year, remember a year and a half ago, we had hurricane winds, like 100 miles an hour. So after that was all week. And then when that hurricane wind died down, there was a bag with leaves in it on my side. And it had a note, please don't let your leaves come on my side. I'm like, this motherfucker, we had 100-mile-an-hour winds and he's 85 years old. Go to watch some TV, go to the golf course and just walk around the market. So he's taking the time to put leaves in the bag and leave me a note. And then when my gardener came out, he actually confronted me. And he's got a gold chain, like a 20-year-old rapper. I'm like, look, David, you don't have a lot of time left. Try to be a nice person. Go talk to your rabbi about being considerate. I'm like, your gardener comes like a day after my gardener, first of all. In 20 years that I've been here, you know how many times your garbage shit came over on my side? And I just cleaned the shit up and threw it away. I never left you a note. And you don't care that you look bad, because obviously you do, and you're 85. He's going to live to 100 because he got Nazi blood. Because he was born. No, really, he's born the last year in France, where every woman got raped. His mom too. I tell him, it's not your fault that your dad's a Nazi, and he hates that shit. Because I'm like, your mom never told you she was raped by a Nazi. But that's the case, because every woman in France got raped by a Nazi, everyone.
Wow,
and then he came out. Oh yeah, it's true. But he doesn't want to hear that. And I'm like, David, that explains why you are the way you are. Because you're half Nazi. But the good news is, you know how back in the day that we found a 100-year-old Nazi in Brooklyn, 100-year-old Nazi found today in the basement, North Carolina. Yeah. I'm like, good news is you're going to live a long time. Because you got that fucked up Nazi blood and they don't die fast.
I can't believe he actually got upset about leaves from your tree on his property, as if that tree
after the hurricane winds, not just normally.
And then which makes it even worse, as if you had any control over that.
Right. And then to confront me when my poor gardener's out there, and I'm like, I felt bad because he's just trying to do his job, and he's a gentleman, an older man, Hispanic man. And I'm like, no, I'll handle it. And I was yelling, and he was across from me, about 5 feet across, and the ivy is like about 6 feet, so I could barely see him. And but he's right there. He's lucky the ivy was. I was just gonna snatch him by the, I wanted to. You know how when you have that feeling, someone makes you mad, you wanna just go. Something turns at you, and you just wanna, and the person in front of you can probably feel that you're about to, do something. That it's rare that is. I hate that feeling, but I had that feeling to him at that point. But he's like 85, so I couldn't really do it. So I told him at the spot at the moment, I said, "Bring your son over here. Well, fuck him up right now. Bring your son over here, because his son's probably my age." I told him, "Bring your son over here," and of course he's not going to do that. And he was talking to me in Hebrew, which he knows that I know Hebrew.
You said He's a Latino guy that speaks Hebrew.
That's my gardener who
Oh.
he was a gentleman, came out to do my
Okay,
gardening.
Got you. But
And
your
no, he's-
neighbor is Jewish.
He's Jewish, but half Nazi, born in the last year of France, last year of World War II.
Got it.
So half Nazi guaranteed. And I'm sure she.
And he's 80 years old. And
85.
85, and he's upset about leaves.
That's how you know he's going to be 100. Because the good people, they die young. My dad would go change a toilet. He was a plumber in Beverly Hills for this motherfucker that's got at least $200 million that used to do, back in the 70s, they had no supervision on the Medicare payments. So all these Persian doctors, and I probably would have done it, took millions, God knows how much. So this motherfucker is in Beverly Hills, and my dad came to change his toilet, but he's related to his wife, my mom. So he comes back after changing the toilet, and my mom was like, "Where's the money?" He's like, "Oh, you know what? He's related to you." And he didn't charge anything. He put his gas. He went all the way out there, and this motherfucker with all this money let him leave without at least $40, for gas. What the fuck, That's the kind of person that dies young.
Yeah. And that's
Look at
why he
that
has all that money.
opposite.
He was greedy.
And he's still living. This
Okay.
motherfucker's been through cancer like 10 times, almost 100. He's living like, no, you see? The opposite of what should be.
Aye.
The opposite. You
That's
got
great.
people like me with the jokes I got, and you got people like Tom Brady's writers who are making money writing what? Shit. Not one joke. Not that I'm a hater. I love to hear Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, all of them. Cat Williams, all of them. It's funny. I love it. But if you're not funny, it's the opposite. There's guys who have a connection. They've been writing for years, living at top of the hill, a $10 million mansion.
Yeah.
They just had a connection that got him into some TV show as a showrunner, top guy. And you look at their show, like, that shit is not funny. They cannot write anything funny.
Yeah.
But they're there. They're it's opposite of what should be.
Is we can only control what we can control, right?
Right.
And then regardless of money, at least in my mindset, that regardless of what kind of money that I have or the money that I'm going to make or continue to make, I will never allow it to break me from who I truly am inside, right? And who that person is an ever evolving, growing to a point of being better. Because what's the use of having so much money and not being able to spend it and give it to those who don't have as much, and that brings them joy?
Well, they're sick. A lot of people, it's like a disease. They got millions, but they want $10 million and $1. It's a disease. They keep the money and they die with their money. And it's like a disease, really.
They die with the money that's no longer theirs, because once you're dead, money still goes.
And that I see how my dad died, and I see the stories you're telling me, how life is so short. So yeah, I teach my kids to spend, enjoy, be a baller, buy what you want, go to the nice suite at the hotel, invest a little bit. But you know what? I tell them from the time they were young, money is like a wave. It comes in, goes out. Just like cash flow. When the wave goes out, you don't worry about it not coming in again, do you?
No,
It's gonna
not at
come.
all.
Don't worry. People hoard the money, and I don't respect that.
No, you can't hoard money.
People do.
Of course, because I believe, once again, it's a lack of knowledge or a lack of living.
Cheap.
Right? Well, yeah. Well, if you
Driving that
truly
old
live,
car with the little antenna that they made from their TV antenna. Buy a new fucking car, lease a car. What's wrong with a lot of people that like that?
I have a different mindset with that.
Tell
I
me.
don't mind you driving an old car that has an antenna, because that's you and your car, right? And what you're doing. But when someone is coming to do work for you,
Yeah.
pay them
Yeah.
what they're asking with no negotiation, because that's what they're doing to be able to sustain life, trying to get to the level where you're at.
Well, I'm talking about
Right?
people who have a couple million in the bank, making a good salary, and they're on the freeway for 10 hours with the window down, just so safe, don't turn on the air.
Yeah, but I got you.
People are like that.
There
That's
are
a
those.
sickness.
Yes. They just don't want to spend anything. They want to
No.
hoard it. See,
Yeah.
my thing would be also, okay, what makes you feel that way? What happened in your life years
Fear.
ago that made you stay that way today, even though you succeeded
I'll tell
to
you
a
what.
point you wanted?
I know what it is. That's what they saw. It's a learned behavior. Their parents were cheap as fuck. They became cheap
Yeah.
as fuck. Their parents didn't teach them the wave analogy I teach my kids. They saw their parents not buying flowers for their spouse, not going to the hotel or restaurant. And they learned. They learned to be cheap. That and fear of running out, combination of that. Let's go back to my wife. It's so much more enjoyable to talk about her.
Okay.
So she needs to get on a plan because I'm worried about her.
Health plan?
Oh,
Workout plan?
You work out.
Okay.
Because I'm worried about her. Now she's my age, and I said, what are you going to do in 5 years, 10 years? You're going to bring her mom is 80 years old in perfect health. I'm like, I don't want to go to your funeral. You have 2 young boys. Can you imagine if you had passed away? What a nightmare it would be for them. I lost my dad at 25. I just had turned 25. And that was a month after he had his final stroke, where he couldn't talk and he would just look at us, and we didn't know if he understood what he was saying, what we were saying, and just stared at us. And we thought, well, we're hoping he understood, but it was clear that he really didn't. It was just blind hope on our part. And to add insult to injury, he died without saying goodbye, in that situation. And
Same here. Same thing. My dad died at 20 when I was 25.
you were the
And
same age?
Yeah, and then died suddenly. So there's another coincidence, or we're the same in that way as
But
well.
you're 51 then.
53.
53, how could that be? Because I'm
Well-
1 year older than you.
Yeah. So you were. Well, I was 25, turning 26, or around that age.
Right,
Or
around
a similar
same,
age.
same,
Yeah,
same
yeah.
situation with our dad had a stroke and couldn't speak.
Same. Well, yeah, he went to sleep and never woke up. So, yeah.
Maybe that actually was better than 10 months of pain, and that 10 months that your family is suffering. Once a loved one passes away, the family keeps suffering. But if that prolonged experience, they're in pain for months at a time, maybe it would have been better if my dad had just, in the same situation, not woke up.
You think that, right? And I'll say that because you've experienced one end that I haven't, and I've experienced one end that you haven't, right? So sometimes you may think that, okay, watching someone die allows you the time to be with them, and you think that you would do anything differently, yet when it happens suddenly, you think, oh, well, he went to sleep. I would love to die that way. But when anything sudden, it's still a shock to the system, because it's like, wait, you were here, but yet you're gone. There's no time to process. Was that a good thing? Because I could have processed it badly.
I've thought about that.
Right.
I thought
Or
about,
was it a great thing? It hit me, so now I have to jump into a different mode. Either way,
it's
right?
bad.
Yes, because it's a loss.
Either way,
there's some kind of grief.
no matter what.
And you're
Even if your
left
loved
with
one is
something.
99 years old,
Correct.
it doesn't matter. It's all, you're right. But I thought about that for a few years after my dad passed away, because it took a good 2-3 years. Time is an ally, never cures. But as more time went by, first 2-3 years, I wake up in the middle of the night, shaking, crying, thinking of my dad. But after the years, that went away. Still thinking about him, dreaming about him for years. And he didn't speak English. He spoke Hebrew primarily. So my Hebrew is not great. So when I dreamt about him, he wouldn't speak. But he would be in the dream as a young person. I was young, at different times. And you could tell it was just me in my own head having a dream. Because he's not speaking fluent Hebrew, because I don't know fluent Hebrew. So I couldn't do that in the dream. I couldn't make that up myself.
Right.
It's not like his soul was coming into my dream. You see what I'm saying?
No,
that
I
was
get
my
it.
head.
Yeah.
But I thought about exactly what you're talking about for years. What if the way he was all fucked up, would I've wanted him that way to live another 5, 10? Because you're desperate at that point.
Right.
You feel desperate. So would I have wanted him just to keep him alive another 5, 10, 15 years, the way he was in pain? And the answer is no, but it goes through your mind.
Exactly. And so my father was relatively healthy, still was active, playing basketball. He did his thing. He was working out. And yet the memories of what he was still sticks in my head. And there's no sickness. there wasn't any slowly dying situation that could have, damaged me in that way.
Mhm.
So the looks that I have are still, this still vibrant young man at 50. So it does, I could see where you're coming from, where when you say that, like, trying to watch him die and say, I have none of those images. I have a good image. Now I deal with the good image of that. So that's the conundrum, right? That's the catch 22 of having someone pass. Passing in itself is bad, all the way bad. And what I thought about when I was younger and what it would be and who I am today, remember I was telling you before, my whole goal was like, I need to live past the age of my father, at least get to that age, right? Boom.
He was
hit that.
49, right?
50.
So he was 1 year older than my dad. My
Yeah.
dad was 49.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my dad was 50. 50 turning 51. So obviously that gives me a whole different perspective now in my life. Okay, now I'm 53. What is my next goal? My next goal is, so basically what I'm saying, what I thought at 25 years old is a completely different way that I think today at 53. And as it should, what I thought my life was going to be, all changed.
Well, I didn't think I
Right.
would make it to 30. I had so much depression, doing so many crazy things that I was like, no way am I going to live to 30. No way. I'm doing crazy shit. I'm driving on the wrong side of the freeway, 100 miles an hour in a rainstorm with no wipers on, all kinds of crazy shit. There's no way I'm going to live, and all the things I've been through. He doesn't want to hear all my near-death experiences. And I would talk about how Kobe Bryant, how when he passed away, how it was just instrumental in changing my life. So I want to hear about your Kobe story. But before that, what I was saying about my wife is that I don't want her to die. Because of
course not.
God forbid, she got little kids. I remember at 25, my dad passed away, and I was all fucked. So imagine at 17 and 13, it would be horrible. But I tell her, if you passed away at the funeral, I would have to comfort your mom, who's 80 years old in perfect health, and I would tell your mom, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry this happened. By the way, this is Veronica. And my wife was like, no, you would not. The same day? I'm like, okay, maybe the next day. If I go to El Salvador, they want their papeles. I can get them here the same day, the next day. They're dying to come over here. And now that's closed up, the border. They're looking for a gringo.
Well, then you're a perfect example. If she did die and you tell her that you would bring, she wouldn't know if you did or didn't.
Unless she's like, but no, I believe in the afterlife and stuff, don't you? Oh, yes.
No.
No?
I don't believe in the afterlife through a consciousness of which we have today now. Because then if we're conscious, right? I'm speaking to Tony's speaking to Sabu. I'm conscious of that. If you're dead, then how do you know that the dead is conscious of what you're saying and doing right now? How do you know?
I'll give you an example.
Tell me.
So when we first met, the first couple of years, we went to El Salvador every October. The tickets were cheaper, and her mom wanted to save some money. We'll go into that another time. So we went, and my wife's grandma was dying. And she was dying. So when we got there, she passed away, and they made me take the pictures at the funeral of a dead person. And back then in El Salvador, I think they put things up your nose, like tissue. Weird. But like years later, I'm like, why did you make me take pictures of a dead person? That completely fucked up my life. I thought I would be like, divorced from you by now. Sounds good, I know. But like, look, it's bad, right? It's like taking pictures at a cemetery. You're not supposed to do that, right?
I wouldn't know why one would want to.
So then they wanted me to. I took pictures. That night, I'm in her grandma's bedroom sleeping. I'm tired. And that was the room with the fans because it's very humid in El Salvador. So I'm tired. I'm laying on her bed. And she had a staircase that went up to her. She had a 2-story villa.
Okay.
And my wife and cousins and all that were at the very other end, like a good 85, 95 feet away. There was nobody on my side except me sleeping there in the bed. And so I heard someone go up the stairs in boots, like you can hear real heavy,
Okay.
all the way up the staircase. So, oh, I just got chills. And I go and look, and there's nobody there. And I wasn't sleeping. And I go look, and I see my wife is talking to her cousins at the very other end of the villa. And so that was obviously her. And now, all these years later, go ahead.
No, that's obviously her
The grandma.
to you.
Well, I can tell you that she hates and she hated with a passion my father-in-law. And when my father-in-law, who's the cheapest bastard you'll ever meet, when he goes to El Salvador, he goes and stays in her house because he's not going to pay for a hotel. So he goes and lives in his wife's house, which was handed down from my wife's grandma, her mom. So he goes, stays there. Every time he goes, the grandma of my wife tries to kill him. She tries to kill him every time. He's in a hammock at the villa, and the hammock splits open. Shit falls on him while he's like sleeping in bed. Shit like flies off and just hits him in the head. And he's like, he has to go to a doctor, but there's no real medical in El Salvador. It's got a lot of great stuff, great people, great food, but they don't have medical. So the people who go over there to stay, the Americans, they come back after 2-3 months of living there just to come see a doctor, get MRIs and all that, go to the dentist. He goes there, and she tries to kill him every time. Shit that you can't explain.
She the ghost?
The apparition of her grandma. The grandma.
It's like some Final Destination situation.
I believe in that shit.
Well, I definitely believe in ghosts. So mind you, so the question was the consciousness. How do we know that what we see from, or the way we're thinking conscious now, is that after death, that consciousness is still there of them? We don't know, but what we can perceive, right, as being the living, that seems, or it feels, or it sounds like it's someone. Because I personally have had, and as crazy as this sounds, encounters with, you can call it ghosts or some type of spiritual being, right? Quick story. In high school, it's in the middle of the night, when you get up at night, you got to get up and go pee, right? I'm walking down the hallway, and as I'm walking down the hallway, I literally hit a figure. Boom. And I stopped.
Oh, I just got chills right now.
And I look up. My father was 6'4", 6'5", but I was 5'6" at this time. I was a short guy in high school. And
I was 5'6" when I graduated high school.
Yeah, I was the little guy.
Oh, you were.
By the time I graduated, I was 5'9", 5'10". So anyway, I look up, I look at this figure, and I go, "Oh, excuse me, Dad." I speak out loud these words, "Excuse me, Dad."
Oh, you saw him?
Boom. Yeah, it was this figure just like my dad. It was my father. So I look up at him, and then this figure looks down at me, and then it turned into a bright light, and it was this light with a long tail, but a figure like an old Casper the Friendly Ghost, but bright yellow.
But you weren't sleeping for sure.
I'm walking. This is truly what happened, and I am wide awake. I get him, boom, say, "Excuse me, Dad." Look up into him. He looks down at me, turns into this light, and it goes like this flowy figure, and it goes right through my chest. As it goes in my chest, I literally make it just like in the movies. I go, and it comes through my back, and then down the hall, it made a left in towards the front door and the living room area, and then it stuck its head back out. Look, it was like a smile. It wasn't a sad feeling. It wasn't a hurtful feeling. It was a joyful feeling, and then it just took off. I go to the bathroom, I pee, I go back to bed, and I'm like, I can't believe this just happened. No one's going to believe me. This really happened.
I believe you, Sabu.
And so when I laid in the bed, I'm sitting there, and I fall back to sleep, and the next day, I'm anticipating, who do I tell? Because so they don't think, "Oh, you were just sleepwalking." I know everyone's going to say that. "Oh, you're sleepwalking." I wasn't. I was dead awake. I felt it. I can feel it. I could see it to this moment, to this day, exactly what happened. And then boom, it was gone. Now, my family's from Guyana, South America. they believe in a whole lot of superstitions and things that I necessarily don't abide to. But when I called my mother and told her, she said, "What time did it happen?" I said, "I was around like 3 in the morning." She was like, "I was in a hospital at that time thinking of so and so and this and that, and that was him." Now, the consciousness, I don't know. My mom truly believes it was one of our family members, but yet I just told her, this is exactly what I saw and how I felt. So I know that aspect of it is true. I've
Yeah.
encountered it many times. Before I was scared, I'm not scared of them because, as the scriptures say, you call upon your heavenly Father and they will disperse anyway. So I didn't get that at that moment, but definitely feel that today.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah.
That's better than
True
any
story.
story I have. I'm like a master storyteller, and I can't beat that. Fuck. Everything's okay? That one, we got 10 minutes. Just let me know when it's 5. I don't want this to ever end. I want to just keep talking to Sabu forever. And he's gonna come back. You're gonna come back, right?
Definitely going to come back.
This is like fantastic therapy for me. We have so many things in common.
Yeah, we
A
do.
lot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some bad things too.
Well, it's life. We have life in common. And in life, you're going to have good and you're going to have bad.
I
You're
can
going to have
imagine
up, you're going to have down.
like Hills and
Happy,
Valleys,
sad.
like a movie.
Yes.
Like anything. I can imagine us like getting a giant suite, and then like you're in one bedroom, I'm in another bedroom, and we have girls running through the bedroom. But the problem is they go see you, they're not going to want to come see me. Have them come see me first. And then, I'm telling
You're
jokes.
in control, Tony. You do what you do. You.
Yeah, you could like, are you done with her? Bring her over here. Yeah. And she looks at me and right away she frowns. Fuck. She's just been with Sabu right now. Fuck. What do I do? Like, I'm worried. Like when we go out to have our tequila and go drink, I got to dress up in my best suit just to be close to your level.
Listen, I go in t-shirts, shorts.
Good,
I'll
do that.
go basically in what I have right now.
Do that. I'm going to dress up in my $400 Italian tie, my best shoes. I got to, I got to do a little something. And it's tailored suits too. Yeah. They're tailored.
I got some of those as well.
Please don't wear it.
I won't.
Good. And I got my chest coming because now my chest, I don't lift a lot. That's my weakest part. Mm-hmm. But it's not, the bodybuilders say you're not powerlifting, you're bodybuilding. So yeah, it still looks good. It's still, sometimes I just love it. I just touch myself. You do that too?
Actually, I do. I have a routine. It's the weirdest thing. I tell everyone, people say, "Oh, your skin, it's this and that." Blah, blah,
your
blah.
skin, there's nothing wrong with your skin.
No, the fact that it's soft.
Oh,
right?
Okay. I'm not going to know about that.
No. But I do a skin routine daily. And so as I'm doing it, and I have very sensitive man nipples. I'm proud of them. I discovered them. They were in 11th grade. But once I do, so you were saying, as I put them on, I feel them. I'm like, oh, yeah.
So like when the girls up sucking on those on your nipples. I get that out of my mind. Okay, John, you keep thinking about it. But yeah, because I love it. When I'm at the massage parlor and the girl,
I don't.
Give me tip. I'm like, okay, work these nipples.
Wait,
come on.
What did you call it?
At the massage parlor.
You call it gimme tippy?
No, they say, give me tip. Oh. They want a tip. Give me tip. How much tip? Dude, I have enough just for you to get the left nipple. Come on, work it. But you can tell they don't love you that fast. Let's slow it down, girl. We got to the best joke and we're done. I want to just.
Hey, listen. At least we know next time we'll come back. We'll start with the tippy tip nipple tip.
Well, we can go to anything you want. You haven't even picked a topic, and we've been talking for so long, but it's been so enjoyable.
We have many topics to talk about next time.
You wanted to? I think we have a few minutes, right? Not at all. John always does this to me because I'm having so much fun. He's jealous. He wants to be sitting here with Sabu talking.
It's all right. It's the Sabu and Tony show. We end it for today. You're the man. Thank you again.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
He's like
always.
the host. He's ending the show.
I'm just saying,
go ahead.
This guy said
we
don't want this thing to burn out.
You can take the shirt home. I can wash it for you.
I'll keep it. I do well with my laundry.
Okay. You do your own laundry?
Of course.
What do you mean, of course? I have not done laundry in over 20 years.
I believe no one can do the laundry better than I can.
Part of the reason why I got married. You do your own?
Yes.
But when you have a girlfriend, she doesn't do your laundry?
No, I do hers. I believe I'm better. I just believe that's just me. That's the Capricorn in me. That's the man that I am. It's not controlling. I just believe personally that no one can do it better than I can. So I'm going to do it.
I let my wife do it, but I give her instruction. I tell her boxer briefs, hang them dry because they don't get super tight. Because I got that bulge. I can't be too tight. It can't be uncomfortable. I had to wear the new underwear because she shrinks all my shit.
Okay.
I can't be sitting here and it's all tight. And I had to have some room. You know what I'm talking about.
I need mine to be held in a very cool package.
You mean girls holding it?
Oh, it seems like it. It feels like it. But the boxers that I wear,
What brand?
Calvin Klein. I wear Calvin Klein, Nike.
I have Polo Ralph Lauren and one I got yesterday, Hollister.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They make it, but it's a different blend. See, that's a topic. Boxer brief blend, or what material
I
you
bought it by
use.
mistake. I thought it was cotton. But
Oh,
it
I
wasn't
can't do
cotton. So you got,
I
you wear the
cannot.
ones that I wear. It's like it's
the
like
dry
a
fit kind of.
Yeah, I didn't like
Yes.
that.
I cannot do cotton. Cotton stretches with my thighs, and then it gets big.
I'm used to cotton.
Yeah, I'm not wearing
But these are like they crawl up my legs. I got big legs because I leg press 1,000 pounds.
Okay. Good
And
for
then
you.
yeah,
That's
10
beautiful, man.
45s on each side.
Yeah.
But now I'm running 5Ks. I'm not doing as much.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 45s on each side. Now I'm talking faster because the cameras are. You're making me so nervous.
Cotton blend.
When,
You gotta
when
go
are you
cotton
coming
blend.
back this week? with your friends?
Yes. I'll put it together. I'll make it happen.
Cannot wait. Thank you so much for being
My
on.
pleasure, brother. Thank you, man.